In a peaceful village surrounded by green fields, there lived a wise farmer known for his intelligence and practical nature. The king of the land admired the farmer's wisdom and often sought his advice on matters of importance. This made the royal advisors envious, as they felt the farmer's influence overshadowed their own. One day, during a royal meeting, one of the advisors said, "Your Majesty, while the farmer is indeed wise, his son seems to be the opposite, foolish and incapable of even basic reasoning." Intrigued, the king decided to test the son's intelligence for himself. The next morning, while on his hunting trip, the king saw the farmer's son grazing cattle in the fields. Curious, he approached the young man. The king smiled and asked, "Tell me, boy, what is heavier, a bundle of hay or a sack of gold?" Without hesitation, the son replied, "A bundle of hay, Your Majesty." Hearing this, the king and his hunting companions burst into laughter. Amused by the boy's answer, the king tossed him a gold coin and rode away, shaking his head. The king repeated this question every time he saw the boy. Each time the son confidently replied, "A bundle of hay." The king, entertained by what he thought was foolishness, always left him a gold coin as a token of amusement. Back at the court, the king shared this story, and soon everyone began laughing at the farmer's son. Even the royal advisors joined in, ridiculing the boy's lack of sense. Eventually, the king shared the story with the farmer himself. "Your son is truly foolish," the king said with a chuckle. "Every time I ask him what is heavier, he claims that a bundle of hay is heavier than a sack of gold." The farmer, embarrassed, returned home and immediately confronted his son. "Why do you give such a foolish answer to the king's question?" he demanded. "Do you not know that gold is heavier than hay?" The son replied calmly, "Of course I know, father. Gold is far heavier, but if I tell the king the correct answer, he will stop asking me the question, and I will no longer receive the gold coins he gives me for his amusement. By appearing foolish, I've collected many gold coins over time." Curious, the farmer asked, "How many coins have you collected?" The son led his father to his room and opened a wooden chest. Inside was a shimmering pile of gold coins. The farmer was stunned. "These are all the coins I've earned from the king," the son explained. "The day I choose the sack of gold or give the correct answer, the king will stop asking me and the coins will stop coming." The farmer's astonishment turned to pride. He realized that his son's wisdom was hidden beneath a veil of simplicity, a kind of intelligence that even the king hadn't recognized. The next time the king mentioned the boy's foolishness, the farmer smiled and said, "Your Majesty, some wisdom is not obvious at first glance. My son has his own way of understanding the world." The king, curious, pressed for more details, but the farmer remained silent, respecting his son's clever strategy. Over time, the boy continued grazing cattle, and the king continued his amusing questions, unknowingly enriching the young man's treasure chest. Moral of the story: sometimes appearing simple can be the wisest strategy of all. True intelligence is knowing when to act, when to speak, and when to let others underestimate you for your advantage. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more inspiring and thought-provoking tales, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button